So one of the more misunderstood modules that I make that people think is silly and useless, which I agree, is the Kriket. So Kriket is this 4-channel, super high frequency blip and beep generator. And all it is it's 4 square wave oscillators, and their volume is just tied to a gate. So as long as the gate is high, the oscillator's on, and when the gate is off, the oscillator's off. And the reason I did that instead of doing a traditional like envelope VCA type of thing is because I wanted something to kind of sonify the gate outputs of Mito. So when you modulate things like pulse width, which are the length of the note, it's like a very obvious thing. You can like really hear it. So if you were to modulate the pulse width with deviant like this, it'll give you shorter and longer notes that'll happen rhythmically, which is kind of cool. So it's a subtle and, simple thing to add to give some deviation. The Kriket input over here is a pitch input for all 4 of these oscillators. And the idea is that you'd feed it like a sine wave, like over here, and you can hear how the sound gets kind of chirpy. If you do like slower frequencies like this, you can get kind of chirping sounds. And then faster, you get into kind of whistly FM audio rate kind of things. On the real world Kriket, this is a Vactrol input, so you can ping it with a gate and it does like a nice little zappy thing. It's a little hard to mimic the behavior of Vactrols and VCV rack. It's kind of close, like, on paper it's doing what it's supposed to do, where the pitch and the volume change together, but it doesn't quite have the same sound as like a real Vactrol, which is based on a tiny light blinking on and off. It's an optical thing. But that's it. I know some people do this thing where basically 4 square wave oscillators here are essentially the same thing as the core cymbal circuit from the 808. The hi-hat for that is 6 square waves that are summed together. So if you took one gate and applied it to all 4 inputs, this will now give you something similar to that. So if we speed up this pattern a little bit, you can change the spacing of these oscillators to give you that kind of weird metallic hi-hat sound. Obviously, it's not going to sound exactly like that, but this is a similar approach in drum synthesis, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, you can make bad cowbell sounds too, and like those bad cowbells.